Students, now we are going to be using half angle identities, right? And we would see how exactly to apply them. So this is more to do with the application part of this concept. I've already given you the formulae for half angle, and yet so whenever there is a question coming up using half angle, I will suggest or I will state the relevant half angle formula that is going to be applied. So foremost, we are expected to solve this question. So the question is, determine the exact value sine pi over 12 using half angle identity. Right, this is the question that's being asked. Now foremost, I would have to determine the formula. Now let me state the half angle formula. Sine alpha over 2 is equal to root of 1 negative cos alpha over 2 if alpha over 2 is located in the first or second quadrant. Otherwise, sine alpha over 2 is equal to negative square root of 1 negative cos alpha over 2 if alpha over 2 is located either in the third or fourth quadrant. So having mentioned this, it becomes imperative that we find out in which quadrant pi over 12 is. Now pi over 12 is given as a radian measure, so I want to convert it into degrees. Hence you multiply by 180 over pi. So pi gets cancelled, giving me 180 divided by 12. If you were to divide 180 by 12, you will get 15 degrees. So this would mean pi over 12 lies in the first quadrant. So that would mean all ratios are positive. All ratios are positive in the first quadrant. So that's the first thing that we need to do. So after we have done that, we would be now utilizing this formula. Hence the required formula is sine alpha over 2 is equal to square root of 1 negative cos alpha over 2. Now, but we are given, what are we given? We are given sine pi over 12. So that would mean in place of alpha over 2, we got pi over 12. So that means we need to know what is alpha. So this means alpha is equal to 2 times, I'm just cross multiplying, so it's going to be 2 times pi over 12, which is nothing but pi over 6, which implies the value of alpha is pi over 6. So take the value of alpha and substitute it here. So therefore sine pi over 12 is rewritten as sine, in place of alpha we got pi over 6 divided by 2, right, which is equal to square root of 1 negative cos alpha is pi over 6 divided by 2, which is equal to root of 1 negative cos pi over 6, that's nothing but cos 30 degrees. Cos 30 divided by 2. Now what is cos 30? Cos 30 is root 3 over 2. So I need to substitute that. So it's going to be 1 negative root of 3 divided by 2 divided by 2, which is nothing but 2 negative root of 3 divided by 2, and you got a divided by 2 and you got a square root, which is equal to 2 negative, in fact let me write it like this, 2 negative root 3. If I were to flip this denominator, it's actually 2 over 1. So if I were to flip it, I would be having something like this, 1 over 2 with the square root, which is nothing but root of 2 negative root 3 divided by 2 times of 2 into 2 gives me 4. So this is the exact value of what? Therefore, sine pi over 12 is equal to square root of 2 negative root of 3 divided by 4. Of course, you can rewrite this further as 2 negative root of 3 divided by root of 4 will give you 2. So this is a positive value. So positive. So that's going to be the solution.